This video is designed to show you how you can actually theoretically plot the point slope formula line using the idea that you know the point and you know the slope. Okay, the line that we want to graph is the line y equals -1 times the quantity x minus 6 plus 2. All right, so I'm going to add a graphs page. And even though I could graph this using the function editor, I'm going to be stubborn and I'm going to show the math part of it. So I'm going to go down here to geometry, and then before I do that, I'm going to make my life easier by doing view and turning on my grid. By turning on my grid, when I put a point on, I can snap it to the point I want to. So, all right, let's go back and let's go ahead and put a point first, because that's what's supposed to happen. And let's just say point on. And remember, if I put it on the grid, I get the letter A. And since I know I can move it around, I think that's 6,2, but I'm going to check it. After I put another point, I'm going to put a second point that's got a slope of -1. So if I go 1 to the right and 1 down, I get that dot. That's point B. If I go 1 up and 1 to the left, I get that dot. That's point C. All three of those points should be on the line y equals -1 times the quantity x minus 6 plus 2. All right, if I've actually got the coordinates in the right spot. So I'm going to go back to actions and coordinates and equations. All right, that is 5,3. That is 6,2. This should be 7,1. And then now that I have at least 2 points, I can graph a line. Okay, this is still asking to label points. So I'm going to hit escape. Then I'm going to hit menu, the geometry tab, go through points and lines, and I'm going to do line. All right, point C, could be anyone. I'm going to put point B. All right, I've got this line. Now, if I want to confirm that that's actually correct, I got 2 choices. I could go back and put the function editor in and graph to see if it goes over the top of that line. If I do that, I'm going to hit escape. And then a feature I haven't yet shown you in the graphing sequence is how you get that graphing function thing back again. I'm going to hit control, and then I'm going to hit G. Now I've got the editor back. All right, since I never actually showed you what the function we were trying to graph was, this is the point slope formula line that has a negative slope of -1, and then it goes to the point 6,2. I've proven to you it goes through 6,2 because that's where I put A. Now, if this line graphs over the top of it like it did, then that's one way to check it. Okay, now I like that. That was wonderful. That's great. I'd like to show you another way and not have to write a brand new video. So I'm going to do control escape to undo that, control escape to undo that, and then I just took the function off. Okay, the reason why I took the function off, I could go through this menu feature and then do coordinates and equations, and let's see if it's actually the correct one. And one thing you're going to see here is it didn't want to give it to me in point slope. Okay, so that is the slope-intercept formula line, which you've seen because of a previous video that that's actually the same line. And I proved to you by plotting that graph again. Now, say that I want to do something more fancy and I wanted to show this both ways. So I'm going to hit Control Escape. And then, say I was trying to make a presentation or something like that, and I wanted to actually, use this thing twice but not regraph it and not undo all that stuff. So I'm going to get that equation off there, quit that movement, just Control Escape undoes that stuff, at least it should. All right, we're back to where we were. I'm going to hit escape. Now, this is a really cool feature that the reason why I like the Inspire better than the ND4 because it does this. It's one of the main reasons. So if we hit Control and up, we get a page sorter view. Now, see how it's highlighted that? If I do Control C and then Control V, I will get another copy of it. Control V again, I get another copy. So now, it's on this page sorter view, and if I want to go to any one of these things, I just click on it. I clicked on that one. All right, say I want to go back and I want to put that line on to prove it actually is the point slope formula line. I do, I guess, Control G. And then I go -1 times x minus, not 2, but 6, plus 2. All right, there's that one. Now notice I've got different like different like pages here. This is like the first problem 1, the first problem slide 2, the first problem slide 3. Nothing's happened. Okay, now I'm going to go back and do the same thing I did before using that label feature. So if I go to actions and coordinates and equation, I get this. Now, if I want to prove that this is the same line as it was before and not just the label, I could go Control Up, and I'm going to copy this original one again, Control C, and then I'm going to go to Control V. It did put it in 2, it shifted those over, but that's okay. If I hit Control G, I could test to see if that slope-intercept formula line was in fact correct. And I did. Now, the reason why I showed you that is because I don't want people to be like living and dying by 1 or 2 frames. So there's what we did originally. That's, I guess, what we did the second time. And then that's what we did there. Now, I can grab and move these things. It's pretty easy to do. That is how you can like use some features of the TI Inspire to graph point slope formula line. Thank you for watching.